Again, Saturday night, Louisville, Kentucky, June 1st, live stream. It's June, Sticker Kid. Sticker Granddaughter. It's June.
Yeah.
How's everybody going out there? I don't know if you got that crooked or not. I guess you'll see. What's going on? We'll see. Last week I was up against Sarah the Raging Tomato and Beetle Babe. I don't know who I'm up against tonight. I know Rachel's ghost is at Mazzy's for several days. They're all at Harry's for a cookout tomorrow afternoon. Gonna do some shout outs here and then get into some things. My locals, Dave Frazier, usually see him at the Antique Toy Mall. Mark just sold me a butcher cover and the shrink for $1,000. I'm gonna get that from him tomorrow and peel it here in the next couple days. Arthur saw my Look posters I had behind me in the last stream and my Look magazine, and he wanted them all. They've all been shipped out. Don sold me my Led Zeppelin II white label promo. It looks a little crooked, the wrong way. And sold me my Christmas fan club records with the inserts, and sold me my real nice Beatle EPs. He told me to give him a shout out, and he has the podcast called It's Only Rock and Roll Podcast that's on YouTube and the other places you get podcasts. So it's my shout out to Don. He came through this week with a lot of nice things. Kevin from Kevin Records, shout out to him. I got Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I'll be selling for Kevin. And a couple other shout outs. Tom Port messaged me a couple times this week and bought an Exile and Sticky Fingers from me. Uncle Paul from New Jersey, he supplied me with a lot of good Paul McCartney items. Peter from Australia has been buying a lot of Pink Floyd from me lately. I sold this Adam Hart Mother going all the way to Australia. He bought some other Pink Floyd about a month ago. And Chad Cassim's company sent me an email. I gotta send him an update on my resale license. Christian and another man from Mexico, they've been buying all my butcher covers. I used to have 6 in inventory and now I'm down to 1, but I have 3 more coming in. Some reason these collectors in Mexico want the butcher covers real bad right now. And shout out to Perry Cox. I bought a Holy Grail last night at about midnight, 11 o'clock on eBay. Somebody put up a Paul McCartney sign, February 1964 from the, you call it a DeVille Hotel, where they played the second show, Ed Sullivan in Miami. And he, on a letterhead from the hotel, he signed Paul McCartney and he wrote the Beatles right underneath it. And I thought it was real right away. They sold it without a COA. They put it up there, best offer, and I saw somebody else made an offer. So I took a big risk and offered $1,000 for it, and they took it, and it's already in the mail. And I sent the listing to Perry Cox, and he says it's a real deal. So I'll see if Perry Cox can sell it for me and make his own personal COA for that. That's quite a holy historical item to get a Paul McCartney autograph the week they were in Miami doing the second performance on the Ed Sullivan Show. Here's some pictures of my other Holy Grail I had a few years ago. Here's a couple pictures of them when they first came to America on the Ed Sullivan Show and in the Kennedy Airport. I don't know if he can show this, but that's my scrapbook. You can see Paul signing the scrapbook. In the press conference right before the Washington, D.C. concert, there's a ticket stub for it. All these were in the scrapbook. And that was a picture of the boxing arena when the Beatles performed their first show in America. And there's 3 autographs that I sold for $5,500 of the scrapbook of Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. John Lennon must have been busy with Cynthia. He wasn't there at the meet and greet. So, got another Holy Grail coming next week, or next Wednesday. Can you put that up on the top slot up there about next to the other Pink Floyd?
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I think that's most of my shout outs. eBay took a listing down on me because of this adult magazine.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Perry Cox sold one of these sealed today for $117. So if somebody out there is interested in having the complete package with the record, no.
No.
And the Weed magazine in the mailing envelope where Pete Best has an article, and they have I won't open it, but they got a mail-in offer where you send away for this record. Somebody give me a good offer, I'll sell it through my YouTube channel. That's how you can get a hold of me, Mr. STICKERMANIA _@yahoo.com. It's funny how I was able to buy this through eBay, but because I'm a top-rated seller, I couldn't sell it through eBay. But, oh well.
Very funny.
You got any comments?
Here. You read it.
Well, that's my guy that's from Japan that sends me messages all the time. You need to translate your messages. I don't speak Japanese.
Daniel Castillo asked, did Caesar report the listing?
No, I don't think so. But they have people at eBay that monitor, but anyway, I got in trouble for that. Eric in Mexico was the one that bought my, he bought the West Coast butcher cover today. So I only have an East Coast left now. Besides the one I'm going to give away, we're at 18, I think, on subscribers. When we get to 2,000, you know, we're going to give away the stereo peeled butcher cover with the removed stereo trunk slit. If you can answer a difficult 3-part trivia question concerning the butcher cover. I think I'm quite the expert on butcher covers. So this is the West Coast that I sold today. That's going to Mexico. Number 6 on the back. Pretty nice. Sold it for $1,800 today. Only one I have left is the East Coast that I peeled. It's up for $1,100. But I got 2 more to peel next week and one that's already peeled. They're on the way. One of them I'm picking up locally in Louisville tomorrow. Any questions on butcher covers where I put them all away?
Fair WD said you can buy it, but you can't sell it. That makes no sense at all. eBay must be losing it.
Talking about the other.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you have a high rating, they watch it more than somebody that's just new gets up there.
And then Julia Mattingly said hello all.
Julia. How you doing? You finally figured out how to watch our live streams. You're moving up to the, what do you call it? Technology world. Way to go. All right, to talk about the butcher covers, the
Jack.
beach. Well,
Jack's Music Corner said hi.
all right, how you doing? You gonna say hi? You got a joke to tell him?
Can I say fact?
Yeah. What's the fact?
A man with memory loss.
Speak up.
A man with memory loss.
Yeah.
It's like a man with a trumpet.
A man with memory loss is like a man with a trumpet.
Wanna know how?
What? How?
Cause the air, aka memory, goes through the nose and comes out of the trumpet.
All right. You get that?
Of course you.
Sticker Kid, show him the back of your shirt.
The man is the brain,
And
and the trumpet is the thing that forgets shit.
all right.
Stop it!
Show him the back of your shirt. Sticker
No.
Kid. We'll show it sometime.
Every
All right,
Sunday.
a couple other things going on. Beach Boys documentary. I tried to watch the Beach Boys documentary on Disney Plus, but that old footage they have in the Beach Boys documentary is pretty grainy and pretty blurry. They need to have Peter Jackson working on that documentary because he knew how to do the Beatles footage, but whoever did that Beach Boys documentary, the old footage sure doesn't show up very good, I didn't think. I've had VHS and DVDs that had better quality than that. That's my opinion. All right, little cup. We're at the grocery store today, and we turned on the Decades music sound system, and they played A Hard Day's Night. And my granddaughter was running register, and I said, "Do you know who that is?" And she didn't quite figure it out, but all of the customers in line said, "Yeah, that's a heck of a song." And another cashier today, she's about 20 years old. She said on the way to work, she listened to Hey Jude. So can't tell me the young people aren't discovering the Beatles all the time. What do you think? Something about the Julian's auctions that took place a couple days that Kevin from Kevin Records told me about. The one item I was interested in, the 1963 UK program signed by all the Beatles, where they were signed right by their four faces, went for $22,000 plus 30% buyer's premium, which would have brought that up to about $29,000. So you can't tell me that the Beatles' high-end memorabilia is going down in value. And then I know that Julian Lennon and Bill Wyman sold a lot of their collection the other day, but I didn't get what the prices they sold for. I was just real interested in that one item. I was going to bid $10,000 on it, but I wouldn't have stood a chance on that. I think that's most of my notes. Let's start showing some stuff.
Jack's Music Corner asked, how much is your whole collection worth?
It varies. After the first state butcher cover went out, it went down quite a bit. When I sold it, sold 4 butcher covers in the last 2 weeks.
And Julia said, yeah, it's so interesting, like when you said learning the technology world.
All right. Way to go, Julian. All right, reel-to-reels. Let's talk about reel-to-reels.
I wish we could translate that dude stuff. I guess we need to do that on a computer.
Factory reel-to-reels from the late 60s. Sold this rubber sole today for $277. All these reel-to-reels are excellent shape with no corner splits on these fragile boxes. They're all made by Ampex. They were the premier tape company that made these factory reel-to-reels in the late 1960s in the United States. Just got this in. Sgt. Pepper, 7.5 inches per second. Beautiful shape. Just a little bit of wear. to the slicks. But this one here, this Abbey Road, looks like it was just purchased in the store yesterday, and this is 53 years old. One of the best ways to hear Abbey Road without compression added is this factory reel-to-reel, 7.5 inches per second. Let's see if it has Her Majesty on the back. Yes, it has Her Majesty. Must have come out in 1970, this reel-to-reel. We'll be putting up Abbey Road and the Sgt. Pepper tomorrow, and the Rubber Soul is already sold. Abbey Road, let's show the two Abbey Roads.
Which one?
We'll show some Led Zeppelin and Rolling Stones here in a second. So I got the,
Let me check this one.
showed this the last time. First press from the UK, 1969, was a misaligned apple. That nice laminated cover. Yes, Julia, this is a little sewer grate down here on the bottom. Somebody tried to say a sewer grate wasn't on the first pressings. I don't think they know what they're talking about. And this is when Abbey Road was closed for renovations. All the master tapes went to France. And this is a France contract, 1973 Abbey Road. Doesn't have Her Majesty on it either. But they mixed it a little different than the UK. And the harmonies are brought up a little bit more. And on Because, it's just amazing the difference. It's a whole new way of hearing Because on this France contract pressing of Abbey Road from 1973. So it's got to rank up as with the first 1969 as one of the best pressings ever in the world of Abbey Road.
We'll show him that real quick. That's what one of the messages say.
This is a very beautiful butcher cover treasure.
That's what one of them says. No, she's just trying to figure out what he's saying. So you know.
And he said the other one was very beautiful. Something he said was very
Oh, the ones I showed?
Yeah.
That is it on Abbey Road. Another shout out to a local buddy that shops at our grocery store. He let me loan this to me today. This is my signed Ringo Starr UK 1973 pressing that I sold to him a few months ago. I don't know if you can show that. This was signed and, can you show closer to that? Signed to a couple employees of Apple Records in 1973 when the record came out. And it's got a COA from Roger Epperson. It says, to Vincent and Angela, lots of love, Ringo Starr. And Ringo hasn't signed his complete name since 1992. And it's got the first pressing of Ringo's from the United Kingdom. It's got 1U, 3U, and the Dead Wax. Let's see what song they list to hold. Have You Seen My Baby is listed as the second song.
Yeah, I guess start doing it.
And the 6 o'clock on 3 is not the long version on the UK pressing. So he loaned that to me. Thanks a lot, Jimmy, for letting me show that to the folks one more time.
Jurka Mur once said nice and yo, and said, is this dual streaming?
Dual streaming.
Ask if there's more people, but no. Okay, so go to the other one.
And then Safe and Sound says sup Herc.
Is that Safe and Sound in Texas?
But
David?
no, I don't know.
Safe and Sound.
Safe and Sound in Texas. David. He watched one of our streams once before on an airplane.
Julia said LOL. Brad Parnell said you guys ran out of kefir at the store again.
What do we run out of?
Kefir? I don't know. Kefir.
Oh, that's over in the produce.
And then Fabio.
Sorry about that, Mr. Brad. I'll make sure we get that back in.
Fabio Mazzi said, how much is a butcher cover, partial peeled, record trash cover, only one side attached?
One side attached, probably, if it wasn't in very good shape, it couldn't be worth more than $400.
And then Herka Mur one said, how are people bidding?
How are people bidding on my eBay?
I guess.
I put a buy it now, but sometimes people give me a best offer and I'll take an offer like 10% off or something, my buy it now price. Let's talk about the Rolling Stones a bit and then Led Zeppelin. Just sold this a couple hours ago. Program from 1963 when the Rolling Stones opened up for the Everly Brothers, Bo Diddley, and Little Richard. So the Rolling Stones would have been the fourth. They would have had 3 bands come on after them. So they couldn't have done too many. They were in the first half of the show before all the big names were on. It sold for $144 and it's going to Australia. Talking about Bo Diddley, yesterday I bought a Bo Diddley autographed signed contract from 1958 when he performed in concert. So I'll have that next week, a Bo Diddley signed contract.
I guess that.
Your friend from Japan or whatever said, this is Abbey Road's first album. Please also get the Parlophone export version, please.
Alright. I've never had the Parlophone. I had the Parlophone export version of Hey Jude, and it was the best pressing I've ever heard of Hey Jude from the United Kingdom, 1970. Here is a factory sealed Emotional Rescue 1982 with a poster that's under the shrink. Well, what's amazing, it's got that rare hype sticker for She's So Cold and Emotional Rescue. And the Rolling Stones are performing Emotional Rescue on their new tour. This is a UK pressing of Let It Bleed stereo.
Herka Mur one said, oh, it's eBay. Sorry, I thought maybe it was another platform. And Daniel Castillo said, Bo Diddley was banned by Ed Sullivan.
I didn't know that. Thanks for that. Is Bo Diddley's no longer with us, surely? Somebody answer that for me. I don't think he is. I didn't look it up. I just thought it'd be cool to get a signed show contract from Bo Diddley. The same person that I bought that program that had the Phil Everly signature on. He's got a lot of signed items.
Do the
Herka Mur one said, how does the French MMT you're selling stack up to the German?
The French what?
Magic Mystery Tour.
The France Magical Mystery Tour is made from the same plates that the German Horzu is, the same German plates. So it's identical in sound as the A1 B3 True Stereo. I have a France Magical Mystery Tour listed on my eBay store. It sounds just as good as the German pressing, the Horzu.
And Brad Parnell said, I saw the Everly Brothers twice after they got back together in the 1980s. They played On the Wings of a Night.
Yeah, that's On the Wings of a Nightingale.
Paul wrote,
That Paul
especially
wrote.
for them.
Yep. Alright, a couple more Rolling Stones and we'll get into Led Zeppelin. Sold this today, my sticky fingers. I'm going to be listing a couple of Satanic Majestics requests tomorrow. Got this from Kevin Records. This is a USA, or here's a USA copy. So here's a USA and a UK side by side. Not too much difference. but this is a lot thinner, the UK pressing. It's a thicker gatefold with the USA. Decca and London, they're both stereo pressings. That's one time the Rolling Stones did psychedelic, or not psychedelic, yeah, psychedelic. That's one time they did a good job with a psychedelic album. It's about the only time they tried that.
Herkimer once said, that's an underrated album.
It is an underrated album. You got trashed in the 60s because it came out right after Sgt. Pepper, but now as time goes on, people realize She's a Rainbow, 2,000 light years from now, the Gomper, the Lantern, it's a heck of an album. Sing this song all together. So I sold this Sticky Fingers a little bit ago for $88, and somebody cut the hype sticker off the factory shrink and put it inside there. The zipper's never been pulled down, never been opened up to see the Andy Warhol print inside. How you doing there, sticker kid?
Wanna know something?
What?
I haven't seen a star in 7 years.
You haven't seen a star in 7 years?
Other than the sun.
Other than the sun? Alright, Led Zeppelin II. Got this from Don. You haven't seen a star in 7 years, other than the sun.
Yeah.
Because of the,
Light pollution.
well, the clouds and stuff, yeah. The environment's changed a little bit. That's what you're saying. It doesn't help now we got volcanoes erupting over in foreign countries in 2 different places. That's going to make it even worse. Alright, we got the Led Zeppelin white label promo that I showed in a short. This is a CTH pressing. That means Kevin from Kevin Records told me that the CTH stands for Columbia Terre Haute. But on side 2, you notice it's got the small dead wax. The side 2 was cut by Lee Holka at Sterling Sound, but he used the same mastering notes that Robert Ludwig did. So this side 2 really cranks, really rocks. Did you know that when they stopped the presses of the hot mix, that they used a undubbed cassette master recording tape for the cassette pressing for the records, and that's why the second pressing, the Led Zeppelin, don't sound anything like the first. I got a second pressing. I'll show you the difference in the dead wax. It doesn't have all those grooves. That's side 2 with a large dead wax. And then, of course, you know the hot mix. Show these two side by side.
I didn't say that comment.
You can see the difference in the dead wax. The bass just stands out so much more for John Paul Jones on the RL hot mix.
The person in Japan, they said, Emotional Rescue is my favorite album. Summer Romance is the best. I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, you're right. I like Beggar's Banquet, Let It Bleed, Exile on Main Street, and Sticky Fingers. Those are my 4. And then after that, but those are way ahead of everything for me. So that's that white label promo one more time. No, it does not have a promo sticker on it. Somebody told me it has been removed. It's in very good condition. Side 2 is in very good plus condition. No skipping. And that side 2 really cranks. It's up for sale at $999. Alright, let's put all the Led Zeppelin 2s. One more Led Zeppelin 2 to show. I think Rachel Ghost has one of these. A plum label from the United Kingdom of Led Zeppelin II. but it does not compare to the Robert Ludwig mix. All right, Led Zeppelin, we'll put those away.
Got 3 comments.
Brad Parnell said that's a cool George shirt sticker, granddaughter. Where did you get it, and do they have the other 3 Beatles available?
We bought all 4 of them. And we've worn them in some of our last streams. They're on the top shelf of over there in the case if you want to show the other 3.
Daniel Castillo said brown sugar was erased from history.
Yeah, Mick Jagger I don't think can sing not politically correct to sing Brown Sugar anymore. Paul McCartney still could sing, I guess. I saw her standing there, but the Brown Sugar cannot be performed anymore. Here's our other 3 shirts. You got Ringo. You got Paul McCartney. These are just like the Look posters that I sold for $1,000 the other day to Arthur.
This is mine. It has flowers.
And John Lennon. You like those, Brad?
I do.
You do?
And-
Which one do you want to put on? Put on one.
None.
Yur-
I don't want to put it on.
Yurka Murr once said, I did not know about that master they use. What a drug. The bomb mix is getting so expensive. That's ridiculous.
The RL mix? Yeah, the RL mix in nice shape is over $1,000 now. I was going to do a silver reveal. I did one once. I was going to buy another one sealed last week, but it was at $1,100. And I was going to do a silver reveal, and if it would have been an RL, it would have been worth $2,000 to $3,000. But it had some corner tip wear, so I didn't buy it. All right, what's going on, Sticker Kid? You want to say something? Are you getting frustrated?
That's what I say when I see
Something's in
his
my
face.
nose.
Something's in your nose. Our last stream, I showed this Shea Stadium, and I didn't have the ticket stubs. But here are the 2 ticket stubs for one of the biggest Beatles shows ever for Shea Stadium. That's a picture there of them on second base with their getaway car that they went out to the outfield and showed both sides of that. This is show and tell time. I'm gonna try to go through all these new things that I got in. Got any questions on anything? Or this is gonna be rapid fire.
What do you mean rapid fire?
Like and subscribe and hit the notification link.
Yes.
At the pace we're going, it's gonna be a couple months before we get to 2,000, but you could speed it up. I still only have 1/3 of the people who watch my videos are subscribed.
Do the last comment. real quick.
Brad Parnell said, how are you going to make decent barbecue sauce without brown sugar?
That's a good joke. Did you like that joke? How are you gonna make decent barbecue sauce without brown sugar?
I don't know.
What's your favorite barbecue sauce?
Bobble Goodage.
No, it's Uncle. Was it Ray's? Uncle Ray's?
Yeah.
Uncle Ray's hickory with brown sugar. That's the only kind that you like.
No, that's not the only one I like.
Well, that's your favorite.
He's a liar.
You saw these 3 Capitol from the 1970s issues with the Hollywood Bowl and the love songs and London Town from the same seller. I just got this in 1966. This was only sent out to people that belonged to the Capitol Record Club in 1966. Got Jackie Gleason on the front. But look who's got it in here inside. You know who it's gonna be. You can tell by my shirt.
After you send this, ask that question. Make sure it's
Mr. STICKERMANIA,
Yes.
why is the picture of
Look at this. Look what they were promoting. Rubber Soul. April of 1966. And look at that nice picture of the cover. It was a selection of the month. So if you didn't make a selection and you were young, you automatically got sent Rubber Soul. Not a bad deal.
Good.
Yes.
Why do you have a picture of Saturn on your shirt?
Picture of Saturn.
Yeah.
This is it's just trying to show the Beatles anthology, their whole career.
Mm.
Dear Frank, Stone's new album. Have you heard Hanky Diamonds?
I've heard it. I like Hackney Diamonds. I got the Blu-ray. Open that up and show that. I got the sealed Blu-ray CD set of that, of Hackney Diamond. I like Mess It Up, and I like the first song, Angry, and I like to hear Paul McCartney doing the bass, the fuzz bass on Bite My Head Off. I'm not a big fan of the Sweet Sounds of Heaven with Lady Gaga.
Herkamir1 said, thanks for sharing, guys. This is all really great stuff.
Just got this in. It's just rapid fire time, one right after another. Promotional copy, 1964 from VJ Records.
Oh.
Of Bingo by the Baby Bugs. When everybody was coming out with a new novelty record concerning the Beatles. Because you know that 60% of all records sold in the stores in the USA for a few months were all Beatles singles. So this was a promo-only picture sleeve for Bingo by the Baby Bugs. That's different.
Beetle by the Baby Bugs. I bet you can't say that 5 times.
Bingo by the Baby Bugs. Bingo by the Baby Bugs.
That was twice.
He loved it, he knew it.
What?
She wanted to say 5 times. Trying to get you a tongue twister.
Well, you do it 5 then.
No.
How about tell Skylar? He's the
Got this. Back Off Boogaloo. You saw the US version of the blue label. Well, I got a UK now. A promo cop single of the blue label of Back Off Boogaloo. It's wrote by Ringo Starkey, but I bet you George Harrison had a lot to do with it.
Oh, nice.
George just didn't take credit.
They said, oh, nice.
That's the original Apple sleeve that would have come in England. Just a little thin paper sleeve, but that's a picture sleeve from the USA. And they said that Grandpa Munster was in town, and Kevin from Kevin Records says he was trying to buy up all the Monster related records he had, so he would have definitely liked that. If he's still alive, somebody answer that. Grandpa from the Munsters was supposedly in town this weekend for the Wonderfest convention they had.
What's his name?
I don't know what his name is. He was Grandpa on the Munsters.
Al Lewis.
Al Lewis. Is Al Lewis still alive?
I want to see.
He died February 3rd, 2006.
There must have been somebody else. There must have been another Grandpa, I guess.
He died at 95. He looked creepy.
Wasn't Al Lewis then?
Yeah, that's what Brad Parnell said too. He said Al Lewis died in 2006.
Got these from Don when I got that Led Zeppelin white label promo. I already sold this today for $359.
I bought it.
Look how beautiful that rare Beatles EP is from May of 1964. It didn't sell much because the USA wasn't used to buying EPs like the United Kingdom. And I also got this one, haven't sold it yet, the other EP, 4x4. So this one's called 4 by the Beatles, and this is called 4x4. Both came out in 64. This was the first one that came out. This one came out in the fall of 64. Because it's got Honey Don't, I'm a Loser, Mr. Moonlight, and Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby.
What the heck? Skylar, what do you think of that?
What's the question, Sticker Kid? You want to tell a joke?
I don't have a joke, but I have a feeling maybe.
You what?
I I want to tell you something
Okay, go ahead.
about your subscribers.
What? Say it. Tell them.
I think you need 100,000 subscribers to get a YouTube play button.
A play button. 100,000. I don't think I'd ever get that far.
Skylar would probably break it.
A YouTube play button. They used to give that for 1,000 subscribers, but they don't anymore.
Look at Skylar.
So Don also sold me a whole collection outside the 1963 on the UK fan clubs, and 3 of them had inserts. I showed that in my last short. See if I can show these real quick.
Your girlfriend said it looks like y'all have a lot of packing you do tomorrow.
This is the 64 fan club with the insert. These inserts are real rare because everybody would have thrown the insert away. That's a 64 insert. This is the 65.
Eddie Munster is 70. I don't think that's who he was talking about.
Maybe that's who he was talking about. Maybe Eddie Munster was in town. Because that's the same age I am. Maybe that's who was here in town.
You're 70?
Yeah, I'm 70.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Pretty old, isn't it? This is a 65 insert. Pretty nice. Beatles with their Christmas hats on. And this is the 66 insert. And it even has a little card with compliments from Frida Kelly. Remember how John Lennon said on one of those, something about Frida. Here's Frida. How you doing, Frida?
Brad Purnell said Daniel Roebuck is at Winterfest. He played Grandpa Mustard in the Rob Zombie reboot. You can still go out and see him tomorrow.
So he is. There is a grandpa here. Thanks a lot, Brad, for clearing that up.
And Julia said, now, lol.
All right, I'm getting interrupted a lot. Let's show them tell a little bit more.
You want me not say the comments, idiot?
It sounds like the comments are coming in fast and furious.
Like the movie.
Got this box set in from Germany, made by Bear Family Records. Kevin from Kevin Records says anything that Bear Family Records put out is amazing quality. It's called The Beatles with Tony Sheridan Beatle Bop Hamburg Days. It has all 38 tracks. Stereo and mono, everything that the Beatles performed with Tony Sheridan. All the outtakes are in this box set. It's got a nice booklet too. But it's up for sale. I probably won't open it up. From 2001, that's 23 years old. 1964 Beatles memorabilia. Put that over there with my plastic sleeves, please. Can you put that over there?
Where is it?
Just put it over there in the corner.
I can't.
Got this Beatles wallet from 1964, made by Standard Plastic Products. That's what SPP means there. And it's complete except it doesn't have the photos. It's got the mirror, it's got the comb with no broken teeth, and the nail file. I've had these before. When you opened it up, it had either an old dollar in there or it had something to do with the Beatles. I even had one that had the receipt when it was bought in 1964 was in this coin purse. So you like that? All right, magazines. 1964, when the Beatles were going to tour America, August. This is a newsstand issue. It's got the little flap. And this is the subscription issue. See how one's a little glossier than the other one? That newsstand issue is worth a lot more than the subscription issue.
Herkimer 1 asked, do you keep any records?
And notice it was 25 cents when you got a subscription, but if you went to the grocery store and bought it, it was 35 cents. I never noticed that before. Do I ever keep anything? Not too much. Did I talk about my Holy Grail? How you had it coming in? Paul McCartney autograph? I don't think I did. So last night, and Perry Cox said it's a real deal.
No, yeah, you did.
Yeah, I talked a little bit about it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's an actual Paul McCartney autograph from the DeVille, Miami hotel the couple days before they performed the second performance. So that's pretty amazing. I was able to talk them into a quick sale on that one. If they would have let that go to auction and all the Beatle freaks would have figured out that was a real deal, they would have got a lot more. Beatle bumper stickers from Beatles at Hollywood Bowl, 1977. This is the USA bumper sticker. And this one looks like it came from Spain on that one. If somebody can tell me what FORSTA, that means first, but what language is that out there in the peanut gallery? Can you tell me what country that is from? FORSTA.
FORSTA. Moonbeam Sky said more great stuff. Herkimer said, wow, nice. And the Japan.
That's a 1965 Golden Beatles songbook. It's complete and it's got all the color pictures from Help in there. I got the Help hardback book around here somewhere. I think it's out there in the hallway. And it's got the, shows the tour, 64 and 65 tour, all the places that they perform.
They made a song called Lady Madonna.
This is the Help book you got when you went to see the Help movie in the movie theaters. You could buy this for $1 out in the lobby. It's got some great photos, color photos, and some of these weren't in the movie. They were outtakes.
Norwegian is for first.
Talk about the girl at the store. She
Yeah.
wanted to hear, so it's Norwegian.
Norwegian, I mean, yeah.
So this is the sheet music for Hey Jude. The song that they told Paul that was too long. You can't play that on AM radio. Nobody will play 7-minute song. He says, watch me. And he was right. It was #1 for 9 weeks in a row.
That's a long song. What did they do?
7 minutes and 11 seconds. We got a Paul McCartney Band on the Run in the Shrink. I just got this in this week with the collection. Got the hype sticker. It says Paul McCartney and Wings. Paul's great album from 1973. You got that. And Ringo came out the same year. That was tough for John Lennon to release Mind Games the same year that these two great albums came out. You got a Beatles second album in the Shrink from 1964. It was originally listed at $379. They discounted it to $277. In the Shrink, a mono copy of the great. It's only 22 minutes long, but this Beatles second album really rocks.
Are you home?
This is the mono pressing.
She loves me.
She Loves You was the big song on this album.
That's what I just said.
Where are we at on time?
11:52 is what time.
Let's do 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes.
What else? I got an All Things Must Pass. Unplayed condition from 1970 of All Things Must Pass. It does not have the poster, but it's got beautiful unplayed records. You got no spindle hole wear, no play wear on these records at all. The great Phil Spector produced album of 1970 of All Things Must Pass. How you know it's the first pressing? It has to have Apple on the spine. If it doesn't have Apple, it came out a couple years later. And you also have to see it has all the people on the inside. Some of them were marked out on second pressings. This is the first pressing. All the Klaus Vorman, Carl Radel, Gary Wright, they're all listed.
Moonbeam Sky said Orange Apple.
Orange Apple?
Yeah.
Yeah, Orange Apple.
I found the Beatles.
Huh. Any jokes there, Sticker Kids? Liven up a little bit. Liven up.
Do the comment.
Carcamere once said best Beatles solo album by a country mile.
Is Band on the Run?
I think.
Yep, Band on the Run's a heck of an album. I know it's been overplayed some, but boy, when you hear Band on the Run on the radio or Jet, Let Me Roll It, great album.
He's saying no, he must like the George.
Oh, the George, yeah, that's 1970, yeah. That was definitely, this definitely carried on when the Beatles broke up. A lot of these songs would have been on the next Beatles album if they had stayed together one more year. George had all these pretty much in the can, and he performed about 4 of these tracks with the Beatles. You can see it in the Get Back documentary.
Why did they call themselves the Beatles?
Because Buddy Holly and the Crickets, the Buddy Holly they really looked up to, so they couldn't use the Crickets, so they used the Beatles, but John Lennon said, let's do it with the EA to emphasize the beat.
Oh yeah, period.
Do the
And
three
then-
comments. OC man.
OSC Man said, have you showed the Abbey Road French contract pressing?
I'll show it again. Let me show the Kevin from Kevin Records. I'm gonna sell this Dark Side of the Moon. He says the 84 pressing. It says mastered by Capitol on the dead wax. Excellent hardly played condition, and has the stickers, and both of the posters are in there. I'm not an expert on the Pink Floyd pressing. Let's show the French contract.
Brad Purnell said, don't forget 1985 from Band on the Run and Let Me Roll It Too.
1985. Yeah, Let Me Roll It. I said that.
And then Hercamere once said, Let Me Roll It is probably my favorite solo Paul song though.
You know what? The Let Me Roll It is a reaction. He's trying to do John Lennon style on Let Me Roll It. That's what I always heard. This is the French contract, 1973. One of the most desired pressings ever of Abbey Road. Show you the record. See that laminated cover, how sharp that is? Can you see that good? And how you know you got a French contract? You got to see this. Made in France at the top of the label. Made in France by Passe Macar. However you say that in French. Macaroni. French contract. It's definitely a different way to hear Abbey Road. The vocals are mixed up a little bit more on this pressing. They had the master tapes when Abbey Road was closed for renovations. All the master tapes were in France for almost a year while they were working on rebuilding the Abbey Road studio. Anything else you guys want to see before this ends? We got this Vox poster in today. We got a frame of it. Vox, It's What Happening, 1964. Got all the Vox instruments here. I had a whole stack of these in the early 70s and gave them away to my friends. I think I had a warehouse find them. I didn't think they were worth anything, but they're worth money now. Great picture of Paul and John on the same mic from Washington Coliseum, February 11th, 1964. Got a promo poster for the Beatles' Real Music up here from the 1980s. You see my 3D poster from Canada, 1987, of Sgt. Pepper. very first pressing of My Bonnie were the very first record that ever was the Beatles backed up on. I sold a second pressing with a picture sleeve last week for $170. Perry Cox sold this first pressing with a picture sleeve for $350 yesterday. You got the young group with Pete Best. George is only 17 years old here in this picture. Paul's 18. John is 20. I don't know how old Pete Best was. You got a promo for the first time the Beatles 62 to 66, the Red and Blue, was released on CD. Must have been late 1980s. You got your reproduction of the Butcher cover poster. I've sold the original now 4 times. Anywhere from $1,200 to $1,700, the original one. They're tough to get, but this is a real nice reproduction of this poster. Mazzy has one of these in his record room. Shout out to Rachel. Hope you're having a good time at Mazzy's. Rachel's one of my biggest supporters. It's helped me a lot. I've been interviewed by Rachel 6 times now. The last time I was on Rachel's Ghost, I think we got about 600 views, so that's pretty good. Any questions?
Okay. Moonbeam Sky said Abbey Road on 8-track tape was the first way I heard it.
Give me that Abbey Road CD from '87 behind.
And then the Japan.
This is the very first pressing of the Abbey Road long box from '87. I've had the Beatles 8-track. I have 2 paper label cassettes coming in of Led Zeppelin I and Led Zeppelin II. So that'll be interesting because that's the dub they used for the vinyl when the hot mix, they weren't allowed to issue it anymore. So I got a paper label first issue of Led Zeppelin I and Led Zeppelin II coming in.
And
Kimbo's got my other 2 that I had of Sgt. Pepper and Rubber Soul, but they said that they were made in West Germany, so they're the most rare CDs you can get. The very first ones were made in West Germany, and then they started making them in the United States, like this one, shortly after.
someone else said Abbey Road is a great album.
Abbey Road is the album that the young crowd has adopted. What's the #1 streamed Beatles song on Apple Music?
Beatles.
Which Beatles song? What Beatles song do you hate? This played way too much. And you knew it at Abbey Road on the River as soon as they played the first few notes.
When I stay up, it reminds me of it.
What's the name of the song?
Every time I see the sun, when I stay up, it reminds me of Here Comes the June.
Here you go. Here Comes the Sun. Tell them.
No.
That's the answer.
No.
That's not Sticker Kid's favorite song. Hey, Here Comes the Sun. He's heard it way too many times. But that's the young crowd's favorite song, Beatles song on streaming is Here Comes the Sun. And Come Together's up there. Hey Jude's up there. And I'm sure I Want to Hold Your Hand's got to be in there somewhere in the top 10. So you don't like Here Comes the Sun? You knew the very first notes at Abbey Road on the River down there in Jeffersonville. You knew right away that was going to be the song before they ever sang one note, didn't you? Said, uh-oh, here comes the sun.
It's over here.
You what?
It's a stream over here.
No, just about. Just going to say bye to everybody. Answer a few more
Moonbeam
questions.
Sky said I like Here Comes the Moon.
Here Comes the Moon. Yeah, that was on a later George. I want to talk about that a little bit. 1980, when the Beatles went to America in 1964 in February. If you watch the documentary of the first visit, there's a few seconds where you can hear George Harrison humming that song, Got My Mind Set on You. And that stuck in his head for what, 23 years. And then he recorded that song, and it was the last solo Beatles song to go to #1. I'm pretty sure. Got My Mind Set on You. They play that in our music system on the 80s channel. I hear it every hour.
Neither Brad.
And then Brad Parnell said, I'm going to play Here Comes the Sun to an older crowd when I play at an event next week.
Was it ukulele?
I guess.
Yeah, that's what he likes to do. All right, I think we covered about all the bases. Let's see. Purchase history.
Moonbeam Scott said, awesome story. Herka Merwin said, I used to love the music video for that when I was a kid.
Of which one? Got My Mind Set on You? Yeah, here's a little tip for you. That's the person dancing and doing the flips and everything. That's not George Harrison. He had a stand-in double on that video. All right, things coming in this week. So for Wednesday, hopefully, I bought all the I magazine posters that were in the middle of each one of those I magazines from 1968. I got all 8 posters coming in. I told you I'm getting a butcher cover number 3 East Coast in the shrink tomorrow. I told you about my frame that I have a 2nd state and a 3rd state butcher cover that was peeled by Gary Hine with the COA coming in a few days. I told you about the signed contract from Bo Diddley. I got the Sgt. Pepper uncropped lithographs coming in, a little smaller than this, and it's got Elvis over here on the right side. Elvis didn't make the final cut. I got a jukebox of Exile on Main Street coming in, a jukebox single or EP. It's got all the jukebox strips that haven't been used with it. And that's my main things I got coming in.
Okay.
All
Daniel
right.
Castillo said George knew who the real legends were.
You did.
And he asked if you got Pet Sounds coming in.
Pet Sounds.
What's over here?
Yeah. That's it. That Beach Boys zone.
This one.
I got this from Magnetic Tape the other day. Pet Sounds is a mono version. Is the 2nd album in here. Excellent condition. This is the mono version, one of the best versions ever of Pet Sounds. And I think that was number 22 on the Apple Music Top 100. The Beach Boys Pet Sound. It's the 2nd album on Carl and the Passion So Tough.
Hercule Muir once said, George and the Rockin' Chair, you're just ruined my whole childhood.
I guess.
Well, he thought that was George doing all that?
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry to bust your bubble.
Nova's Nick said, I'm back. Hello, friends, Frank. Well,
Novus Nick, you're at the very end. You're usually here at the beginning. You must have been at Sarah the Raging Tomatoes channel or something. All right, I think that's it from Louisville, Kentucky. We almost made it an hour. Sticker Kid, get up there and take a bow.
12:05. You made it over now.
All right. You don't want to show them the back? Sticker Kid on the back?
Do the moonbeams real quick while he shows the
Moonbeam
back.
Sky said, I'm a fan of the duophonic Pet Sounds in the mono versions.
Kevin from Kevin Records says, Frank, do you know
Scoot over. You can't see you on the
Here.
stage.
Come over here where I'm at. Come on where I'm at. Right there in the middle. There's Sticker and Sticker Kid. Kevin from Kevin Records says, Frank, do you know that there's a video out there of somebody talking about Sticker, Mr. Stickermania, and there's a kid dancing in it? And I said, no, that was my video. Sticker Kid was dancing to the Beatles record player, to the Harry Nilsson 1964 rap song that was like Bo Diddley. What was the question?
What was your question?
About the Pet Sounds.
Pet Sound. From Daniel
The
Costello.
Moonbeam
Oh,
Sky.
you got Pet Sounds coming in?
No, the Moonbeam Sky.
I already said that.
No, but that was where it got cut off in the middle. When he
There
asked.
wasn't a question. He was stating a statement, I'm a fan of the Pet Sounds in
Yes.
the mono version.
No.
And Hercule Muir once said, thanks gang, great stuff. And Nova's Nick said, Sticker Dude.
Sticker Dude. Sticker's got A's and B's. He's going to be in 8th grade next year. Come a long way. Sticker granddaughter's in what grade?
11th.
11th.
Next year.
11th next year. All right, there's the whole gang saying goodbye and from Louisville, Kentucky, and check with us next Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you later. Bye.
Have a nice day.